We them boys. Holla, holla, holla. We making noise. Holla.
We on some shit tonight, man. What's up, Break Free Academy Entourage? What's up, everybody? Man, we are gonna have a good time tonight. I got some good stuff for you tonight. I got all the answers to all your questions. It's gonna be good times tonight. Good times. Got my man Pat right here on the ones and twos. It's gonna be good times. All right, let me get this noise in the background off. What's up, everybody? Man, tonight we are going to talk Facebook group, something that I happen to have a prolific amount of experience with, and I'm excited to share that experience with you. We're going to take about 30 to 45 minutes max tonight to go over everything, and here's what you're going to learn. So first, before we get into all that, first what you need to do is you need to grab a pen and paper. I'm taking it back old school, right? If you use Evernote, I'm okay with Evernote if you want to use your phone, but really I'm taking it back old school because I know this: if you hear it and you write it and you see it, you got 3 times the chance of processing that information and retaining that information as opposed to just hearing it. Okay, so I want you to take some notes, right? Be an auditory and a kinesthetic learner tonight. And because here's the thing, you're going to forget 70% of all the shit that I show you tonight anyway. And if you take notes, you'll be a voracious learner. And so I'm trying to hook you up, right? So take some notes. I got notes. You should have notes. I got notes on it. Anyway, we've had a good time, man. You know what? Tomorrow, me and Pat be getting on airplanes and shit, right? That's what we're doing tomorrow. We're getting on an airplane and we're going to the Tribe meetup in Miami. Holla if you hear me. We do a few. Recently we've done 2 Tribe meetups a year. We're about to ramp that up to probably 4. And we've been doing 4 Break Free Academies a year. We're about to ramp that up to 6. Now that we're situated in our new office and everything, it's game on. We've got a plan, and we're going to be able to accommodate you guys a lot faster rate. And so anyway, we're headed to Miami tomorrow, and dude, it is going to be amazing. There are 75 people that are going to pile into this badass conference room, and we're going to have 20 people speak. It's going to be a huge networking opportunity. And the cool thing about the Tribe is we've got a lot of our businesses on autopilot. And so we go and work Thursday and Friday, Saturday and Sunday we party. You see what I'm saying? It's a good time. So then I'm not here to try to sell you on the Tribe, but you should totally be in if that's what you're looking to do. But at the same time, I'm just saying it's going to be good times this week. I'm excited because I only get to meet the Tribe twice a year, right? They come into the office, and when they come into town, I meet them and stuff like that. But this is we did the last one in Denver in February, I think it was. And dude, it was amazing. And we had half the people that we're going to have at this one. So it's going to be hard for me to sleep tonight knowing I got to pack tomorrow and, smuggle a bunch of drugs past TSA. No. But, it's going to be hard for me. I would never do that. Just by the way, I'm just being funny, but it's going to be a good time down there, and I can't wait. So tonight, though, that's what it's all about, night school. So tonight we're going to talk about Facebook groups. You're in a Facebook group. That's the whole reason you watch this video, right? So we got that going for us. So we know that they work. You probably found me and joined Entourage through a Facebook group. And so I'm going to show you some of the mistakes that I made in building some Facebook groups, some of the accidental shit that happened along the way that I documented. And then I'm going to help you build a Facebook group too, because here's what I do know. The old funneling thing ain't for everybody. And it's okay, right? Some people funnel, some people don't funnel, right? Some people are good enough to where they just pour shit right down the hole with no problem, right? Some of us, we sloppy, we need a funnel. I've got clients like Steve Krebs who don't need a funnel, they don't need shit, and they'll still do $50,000 a month, every month organically. And that's not to be overlooked. Last month alone, we took in $300,000 in hardcore closer and income from organic business. So it's something that you should pay attention to. I know what happens is you step into Break Free Academy Entourage or Break Free Academy or the Tribe or whatever, and you're like, oh, dude, man, I got to get these funnels up and running. And no, trust me, I love funnels, right? We got 2. Not 1, but 2. 2 platinum plaques on the wall from funnels. So I get this. A 3rd one on the way. And so I get it. You know what I mean? I understand funnels are a big thing. They make life easier. You can automate stuff. But just because you have a funnel or just because you're focused on funnels doesn't mean that you can neglect the organic. And here's what I do know about Facebook groups is you can't run ads in Facebook groups yet. You can control what goes on in your Facebook group. You can have other people on your team and syndicate control the perception of what goes on in a Facebook group. And you can leverage that social syndicate, that perception, and that control to make a fucking bunch of money. I have literally made millions of dollars, not just in the Hardcore Closer Break Free Academy business, but in mortgages, in social media management, in all these different businesses that I've done, real estate over the years through Facebook groups. And so tonight I'm going to teach you the mistakes that I've made, the wins that I've done, the wins that I've won, and everything else in between. So let's get started by looking at Facebook groups here. I like Pat. He's like my silent Bob. It's like, hey man, just kind of smiles in the background and shit. It's like, it's all good, Stewman, take it away. All right, so let's go take a look at Sales Talk with Sales Pros. I'm sure everybody watching this is familiar with this group. If you're not, you should be. Like, what in the hell? But as you can see, this is 57,361 members, and these are 370 new people within the last couple of days, within the last couple of hours, it looks like. But let me peel this potato back a little bit for you. As you can see right here, let's see, where are we going, members? We've had to block 2,500 people. We have 9 admins running this bad boy. Now, it didn't start off that way, but we have 9 admins running this motherfucker right now because that's what it takes to keep up with 57,361. So we would be over 60,000 people, but we have 2,500 people blocked. And you might be like, damn, Ryan, that's a lot of people that you got blocked. And it is. And there's a very specific reason, right? Because I'm not using this group to benefit dickheads, right? I'm using this group to, A, it's my funnel, B, it's a place where I can distribute my content, and C, it's a place where the community can interact and network and also make money. I've got messages from people like Jamie Wade who've done multi-million-dollar storage facility investment programs from people in this group. And so I want you to kind of see behind the scenes. Let's look at the admins here, so you know who they are. Amy and I, we don't really admin this group much. Pat, he doesn't admin it either. It started off, it was me, and then Patrick, as you can see, right? And then, of course, Lindsay. And then we added, and of course, Amy, which you can see we started this in December of 2014, apparently. And then you can see that Travis, and so this group's not even 3 years old. It's got 60,000 people that have come through it. You can see Roxanne here that we added her in 2015. You can see Josh recently added. Now down here we've got moderators, right? These are people that are in the tribe and people that are trustworthy that we've allowed them to operate in our group, right? And so, but let me tell you, before there was Sales Talk with Sales Pros, there was the Hardcore Closer, damn you and your messages, the Hardcore Closer Sales Group. And let me show you, it's now known as Sales Pitches Galore. And by accident, this thing has 5,000 members now. But if you'll look over here, I created this in 2012. Now, this started out as the Hardcore Closer Open Group. And so it had my name on it, and then nobody wanted to be a part of it because it had my name on it. It wasn't a sense of community, and all these things that I'm about to explain to you. But I want to say that this one's been around since 2012 with only 5,000 members, where I just showed you one that's been around since 2014 with 60,000 members. So tonight, I'm not telling you can have a group with 60,000 people. And if it's sales related, I'm telling you, you can't, because I will fucking outwork you. But and all joking aside, I'm not telling you that you need 67,000 people. There is a group on Facebook that I'm no longer a part of, thanks to a conflict of interest, but that was 471 people, and we pulled out exactly $700,000 from that group last year. So it doesn't matter how big or small your group is. Adam Stark has a group with just a couple hundred people in it, and he makes a shit ton of money every year just from that group. So I don't want you to think that you have to have these big numbers, but I'm going to give you the blueprint that got me to these big numbers, if that makes sense. So let's talk about everything that's going on here. The first thing that you've got to do when you come up with a group is make it, come up with a name. Now, here's the tendency. You want to make the group about you. I'm gonna say some shit that's like going to be, fuck you. Nobody cares about you. Nobody cares about me. right? Strangers that don't know you, don't give a shit about your group. That's why the Hardcore Closer group, which is now known as Sales Pitches Galore, has 5,000 and this has 60,000. Is because originally that group was about me. Of late, we've been growing the group because it's no longer about me. And so here's what I want you to consider, is that this group right here is what changed the game for me. This group took off, and there's some key things that I'm going to share with you tonight that allowed this group to take off, but it all started with the name. You see, the Hardcore Closer Open Sales Group, that made it about me, and people weren't interested in me. So when I went back to the drawing board, apparently in December of 2014, I decided to make a group about the community, about the hood, we call them. And so I created Sales Talk with Sales Pros. There was another group, Sales Professional Group, and it was full of, car people that were very negative and very car specific. And I thought, well, there's nothing for the rest of us. I deal with mainly, small business owners that have sales teams and real estate agents and loan officers. And there wasn't a group for us in regards to sales. And so I created it. Well, the next step after I came up with a name, and now the name needs to represent not you, but the community. But the next step, when I came up with the name, is I had to come up with a branding. Think about this for a second. We need branding because the name's cool, but then we need to have something that when people see this, they're going to be like, well, that's a cool looking group. You need some kind of picture. So when we go over to, think about this, when you look up for these fucking notifications, see Forbes group, I write for Forbes. So there's, obviously in Forbes group, they have a cool background. In Frank Kern's Inner Circle group, he has a cool background. When it comes to Break Free Academy Entourage, we have a cool background. So I knew that we needed to have a cool background that matched. The same with the tribe. You see, we've got the cool background. So that's a recurring theme. So once you come up with the name for the group, you need to come up with something cool in the background. The reason why I chose this particular picture was because Sales Savage is what I wanted to be like, like the group that when people say savages in the group, I want them to be like, that's what we call the members of this group. I'll get more into the meaning behind that as we progress in the training tonight. But so this was going to be significant. So I wanted to make sure that this was the thing that people saw when they showed up, because if they're not a sales savage, they won't identify with that and they'll bounce out. And those are the people that we're trying to keep out of a fucking hood. You know what I'm saying? So here's what you can do. You can go to this website, canva.com, and you can log in or sign up, whatever. I don't fucking know. I hate it when you don't know your password to shit and you're like, dude, just let me in. Just let me in. I don't know. What the fuck, right? It's me. Turn on the camera, look at me, take a picture. I don't get the fuck. Anyway, so you can go in here in Canva and look, I created Modern Agents in here, which is another one. I created Sales Savage in here. So you can go through here and you can create a design and you can pick up social media, Facebook ads. So what I use is Facebook ad is the same as a Facebook cover picture. So I can pick up Facebook ad right here, and then it's going to give us a bunch of layouts, and it's going to give us, see, I just use this for modern lenders and modern agents, and I'll show you. See, look. See, modern, I just used this thing right here, and I just wrote, click on it, boom. You just do a little editing right here, and I just switched the word out. And I knew that this is a modern looking thing, and I wanted Modern Agents to be the name of the group, which you can see right here. It fits well. We got 125 members. We got the same thing with Modern Lenders, except for we have roughly 265 members as well. But you can see I just used that same brand across the page because I want to make sure that something fits. So they're going to have something over here on Canva. It's completely free. You can upgrade if you want. But I know there's some people back here that got the marijuana clubs. That looks awfully marijuana-ish. And you can train these words to be whatever. This could be Ryan. This could be Ryan Nichols. This could be your shit with women's shoes or dude shoes or whatever, right? So there's all these different things that you could probably scroll down here forever. You can search a million images right here. And what you want to do is, so you want to come up with a name. These freaking notifications are killing me, man. It's tough being popular, y'all. It's tough. I'm just kidding. So You want to come up with a name, then you want to come up with a design to go right here. Something that signifies when they see that, Sales Savage makes sense. Sales Talk with Sales Pros, Sales Savage, boom, it all makes sense. It's congruent. It's about a community. There's no picture of me. There's no picture of the Hardcore Closer logo. All that. I don't fail trying to do all that shit. There's no Remax, Keller Williams. There's no personal branding. It's about the hood, the community. And so you can go to Canva, canva.com, sign up for a free account, and you can design all sorts of shit, but you can find an easy way for you to design a logo. Now, something like this, I hate you, damn you. Something like this right here. This is something that you can get designed on Logo Tournament. Rob Cicades did this for me, and I wouldn't suggest spending the amount of money I spend. I love Rob. I'm not trying to take money from him, but unless you have a huge brand like I do, it's not going to be a good investment for you to get Rob to this, because he's going to want a few $1,000s. You can go on 99 Designs, Logo Tournament, and give them the idea for your group, and they will make one for about 20 to a couple $100. Now, if you got money and you want to spend it with Rob, by all means, I endorse Rob. I fucking love Rob to death. He does a great job. But just know that if you're just trying to make something quick for your community, you don't have to spend the thousands of dollars with Rob. There's other places. If you want to make something that's everlasting, like what we've got here, and you like Gene and some of you other guys that do membership sites, Dwayne, Mark Jennison, then by all means hit Rob up. So going back to this though, so Sales Savage, Sales Talk with Sales Pros. Now we need a theme. Okay, so you got to know who your audience is, and that's where this description comes into play. You want to edit you want to make a good description. It's going to ask you when you start a group for the description. Let's look over here, and we're going to go to group settings. And right here under group settings is what your description is going to be. And so I wrote something that says, hey, look, we don't like Eminem. We love Eminem. If we don't like MLM, we don't want politics back here. I need to change that to we don't give a fuck about Connor and Floyd anymore. Don't ask us what books we like before you ask anything. Use the search bar. You're not special here. Here's why. Here's why the group's created. Here's what our language is, right? So don't spam us. We'll kick you the fuck out. Here are the rules. Here's the thing about the group. But here's the thing. We created our culture right here. Hey, if you want to post job openings, here's another group. But listen, let me tell you, like the theme is sales. And I need to convey the theme, the point that I'm looking for alpha salespeople, which is basically what the type of people that recognize what this language are. But now we've got to have a creed, which is our description. This is what we stand for. And so here's our vocabulary. And this is all a part of the culture we're going to talk about in a minute. But as a part of the rules, the description, the theme, the creed, I've got vocabulary for them. Kangaroos, people who don't buy shit. Fluffers, people who are full of shit. Ray-Ban, people we kick out of here. Sailboats, the savages with means, slang for active members. And Herald, people who work in accounting and HR, right? So these are like very specific terminologies that aren't found anywhere else. If you were to go on the street and you were like, dude, that guy's kangaroo, they'd be like, no, man, are you on LSD? That guy was a human, just like everybody else around here. What the fuck are you on? Right? Like my own brother took a picture on Instagram yesterday where he's feeding this kangaroo. And I was like, no, right? He didn't even understand. He was like, hey, man, I don't even understand what the problem with kangaroos is. Why would you put me out there like that? I was like, dude, it's being funny, man. Here's what kangaroos mean. Which brings me to the next step is we've created this culture. And if you're going to create a culture, right, let's just call it a cult for short, because that's what we've got back here. If you're going to create a culture, and you're going to make a cult, which you want a cult-like following. You don't want to be like, cult doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? A cult could be, I'm trying to pull up the thing here. I'll pull it up. It'll scroll. There it is. So there's my brother, right? And I'll talk more about a cult in a second. But look, like the fact that it's just my brother, who doesn't really look much like me, petting a kangaroo, and I'm like, I opened my Instagram today and found out my brother's a fucking traitor. Look, there's 228 likes on this. Look, there's not 228 likes on anything else in this group, okay? But that's because we built the culture, and the cult recognizes what this signifies, right? This signifies people that this kangaroo ain't gonna give him no money. And we've built this culture around that, and we've turned that word into something real. Actually, if you go to my flip house right now, somebody actually went through there that's a real estate agent, Terry Ivy, and he had anti-kangaroo shirts made for us, and he dropped them off in the house for me using the Supra. We built this strong culture. So here's the things. Let's talk about a cult, right? Let's just be weird, but let's talk about a cult for a minute. With a cult, they have their own language, and there is a us versus them. Okay, so with most cults, it's like the mainstream people do this, but we are all knowing, enlightened people, right? It's a us versus them. It's just like Republicans versus Democrats, the most powerful form of influence and power that you can possibly have, which is us versus them. So a cult must have us versus them. In my case, when we started this, it was us with tattoos and drug addictions versus guys like Grant Cardone and Brian Tracy, who wore suits and ties and had corporate jobs. It was us, the sales community, versus them, what really represented sales management, because they're not selling to salespeople. They're selling to sales managers who are forcing the shit on salespeople. And I knew that. And so I wanted to start a culture that said, hey, we break this and we're different than these people. We celebrate your tattoos. We celebrate your wins. We celebrate you telling the boss to fuck off and go get another job. We celebrate all the things that we have to go through as roughneck salespeople that other people act like don't happen. It was like the Victorian time in Europe. People wore long dresses and people, you know, they didn't talk about sex, but obviously the population doubled during that time, so somebody was fucking. And so I felt the same way about the sales community. You know, the population of the sales community is growing, but then these guys with suits and ties selling to sales managers weren't really reaching what I call the hood. And so I saw the opportunity to start this us versus them. Us, the sales team, versus the establishment sales management. And we've evolved since then, but the earliest members of this group remember that us versus them. Now it's us versus the world, right? Anybody who's not with us. We've evolved past the us versus one or two people, and it's like you either lay down or get down with us. It's crazy how things change in a short period of time. But so you got to have the us versus them in order to build a strong culture, right? In your business, if you want your clients and your employees to roll with you and to be there with you, and what we call here a hardcore closer, drink the Kool-Aid, there has to be a us versus them. You have to be saving the world from something. That's how strong bonds are built. They're not built around Ryan Stewman. They're not built around some guy with the hardcore closer, some fucking sales trainer. They're built around a higher calling that the whole community can get behind. In this case, it's the sales guys versus the sales management. That was the original theme, and it's still pretty strong throughout this whole thing. But then you've got to come up with your own language. I chose kangaroo because I was in a Kent Clothier mastermind one time, and there was Porter Stansberry was in the room. If you don't know who he is, it doesn't matter. He's really popular in the financial advice world. And Porter Stansberry and it was James Altucher. Same thing. And James Altucher was talking about they had people that didn't buy their shit. They called them T-Rexers. And I thought that was funny because they said T-Rex's arms wouldn't fit in their back pocket where their wallet was. And I said, you know, that's funny, but T-Rex really ain't around anymore. People that don't buy shit still exist. We should call them kangaroos because kangaroos are kind of like T-Rex deer. And it just kind of stuck. And so I started saying it. People thought it was hilarious. They started saying it. Flash forward not even 3 years, and we got 60,000 people saying it. It became a part of our culture. Just like in the rap industry or in the rock and roll industry, there's certain words. Like if you surf, it's like, right on, bro. That's part of their culture. If you rap, right, going, that's part of their culture. That's part of the culture. So we had to create that same culture, and it starts with language. And giving people over here under the description a defined outline of language. Like when you hear us saying these words, you want to know what they mean. Here's what they mean. And look, it doesn't take, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words. That's it. Or five phrases, words, whatever you want to call them, that define our entire culture. We're keeping it simple. We ain't giving them a dictionary to read. But you got to have something bigger than yourself in order to build this. Nobody gives a shit about you or me. They give a shit about things bigger than themselves. And you and I may not be bigger than them. We may not be big enough for them. So I know defining that language, having the creed, having the theme, the right art, the right name will all help you. And then having that us versus something theme. Here's the other thing. If you look, I deliver the goods to this group every single day. Boom, I'm making comments on posts. People are sharing my shit and tagging me. I'm engaging back here. And look, I don't spend a lot of time in here. I may spend 15 minutes a day in this group. This is the longest, now that we've been on here for 30 minutes, this is the longest I've spent in this group in a long time. Episode 73. My bad, Robert Wiseman. See, I don't even spend that. That was 6 hours ago. But you can see I haven't been back on here and visited. That's nice. But hey, look, these guys get the culture, right? We see who we're attracting back here. But I do feel like a lion licking his own balls. Thank you there, Brian Miera. You've got people promoting me from 7 hours ago. Look, this is from 2012. These people have been down for a long time. We've built this culture back here. Look, I'm getting tagged in this. But here's what I do is I come back here every day and I deliver the goods. This is a hilarious post for people in our culture. 229 likes, don't lie. Right? This is a great post for our culture. 4 phases of growing $1 million business. It's a video for them. Right? I'm in here every day delivering the goods, answering people's questions, commenting on people's posts, engaging people, arguing with people sometimes. But you can see through here, people are tagging me and I'm making sure that I'm engaging, right? I'm delivering the goods every day, 2 or 3 times a day. Every day I come back here and I post shit. What in the actual fuck? Y'all seeing this shit? That's his balls. He just taking it like he likes it. What in the fuck is wrong with these people? That is a slap machine on this one. And first of all, he got some tiny ass balls if they hidden behind a damn tie. What in the, and they turning it up? What in the fuck are we watching? I cannot look away. What the fuck are those weird things? What in the fuck? We'll have to discuss this later, ladies and gentlemen. But as you can see here, I'm getting involved in the culture. Look at this. 21,228 views because I'm involved in the culture. 97 reactions. Another 95 right here. Like, because I'm speaking their language. I know what they want, so I'm delivering the goods. I know that they needed a video like this, so I'm delivering it to them. And guess what? When you deliver the goods to them, they have no qualms about buying shit from you or the fact that you might be pitching them as well. Look at this. Let's check this out. Every day I'm posting videos, blog posts, links back here, videos or podcasts, memes. And I'm not doing a lot. I'm just posting like, look, you can see right here, July 16th, 1:05 p.m., July 15th, 7:38 p.m. I'm not putting a bunch of I'm not posting every hour on the hour. I'm not using any scheduling. So I'm just delivering goods. If you don't have a blog, if you don't have videos, if you don't have that shit, just go to Inc., go to Entrepreneur, go to Forbes and share shit from there. Use Sniply and share shit from there. There's another site that I use called BuzzSumo. And good old BuzzSumo will tell you what's trending right now. So you can pick, so if we want to go through business, this is what's trending in business right now. So boom, this is pretty good. How America's grittiest entrepreneur. So let me show you what I do here. Let's say that you don't have a blog. And this seems really fucking cool. $100 million lifestyle business. That seems really nice. So we're going to go over here and hit Sniply, which we did a training. It's back there in the Break Free Academy under Night School tab. It was one of the first trainings that we ever did back here. So we're going to go to Sniply. I'm going to hit the little Sniply thing. It's going to take it a minute. Wait for it. And so I've got my little funnel with Sniply. I'm going to copy the link. And look, I'm going to come over here and go to, first I'm going to get all these damn notifications out of the way. What is this? Notifications for ants. And then I'm going to go over here. Look, I've got one called Small Business Big Thinkers. So this, it fits right? Small business, big thinkers, it fits. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna drop some content in there. Guess what? This has nothing to do with me. It's funny, so on and so forth. But check it out. When they click on this article, look what happens. My advertisement is at the bottom and they come into my funnel. So that's the next level shit. We're not going to get too deep in tonight, but you can see how it doesn't even, you don't even have to use your content in order to make this shit work right. You got to love Snipply. And look, this group right here might have 2,000 people in it. Yeah, right at 2,000 people. And so it doesn't even take a whole lot, but we've pulled, there's some of you watching this video right now because of this group. Now let's talk about some of the admin shit, and then I'll let you guys, there's 3 more things I need to talk about tonight. First of all, it's the admin shit. So right here, you got people reporting posts. So right, this is obviously spam. I give 0 second chances. And so and you can actually erase somebody from the group, period. So I've deleted this person and all their posts from the group for the last 7 days. I come through here and I have my team really do this, but once a day they scroll the news feed to make sure that nobody's spamming the group. Like this right here, this is some bullshit. They don't have any likes. It's some bullshit. We're going to delete this and boom, and we're going to block the member, delete all their other spam posts, and they're gone. Right? We don't want shit like this. This is what keeps people from engaging. So we want to make sure that we got engaging content back here. Boom, free 30-minute SEO. See, that's some bullshit. See this guy? It's fucking continuously. Oh, so it's already deleted this shit. Right? This is cool. We go back here. Leave people, drop them a couple things. This guy obviously spammed the fuck out of our group, but all this shit's going to be gone now. Okay, so you got people trying to engage in this group. Your job as the admin is to go in there and engage them and delete the spam and stuff like that. So let's go back over here to Sales Talk with Sales Pros. And let's talk about 2 more things. First of all, once you start getting to where, like right now, we've got 1 request. She's got 20 mutual friends. Boom, we can approve her. If somebody is not from the country that you're doing business in, like if someone is not a potential prospect, if someone has no mutual friends, if they weren't invited, if it looks like a fake account, if it looks like a spam porn account or whatever, just don't let them in. And if people hit you up on the back end and they're like, yo, you kicked me out of your group, like that's your group. You can let them in if you want, but just know that it's your group. You're in charge. And so the last thing is the easiest way to grow this group is by offering rewards, right? You ask people who do they know that should be in the group. We've done that hundreds of times. That's how we've grown this group. But we also ran contests. Now, I ran contests for autographed copies of my book. But let's say that you go and like your group's about real estate, and Gary Keller is like the man in real estate, and that book, The One Thing, is huge. And you go and you buy 100 copies of The One Thing, and you're like, for everybody, for the first 100 people that send 20 people into this group, I will give you a copy of The One Thing. And you mail those out, and each time you mail a book out, plus the cost of a book, you're looking at $16. But you're looking at sending $1,600 out to grow your group by 100 times 20, that's 2,000 people in the group. If you make a sale from 1 or 2 of those people over the course of the year, then you've not only, you've doubled, especially in real estate, you've doubled, probably tripled or quadrupled your business. We gave out my books. We gave out books to some of the people that I have written forwards for. But again, I'm a content machine. Most of the people watching this are not content machines. So just go out and get the most popular book in your niche and then say, hey, if you invite 20, 50, 100 people to this group, then we'll send you a copy of this book. There's a guy named Ryan Nichols. He's in here. He's probably watching this right now. He won a competition where whoever invited the most people to Sales Talk got a 30-minute phone call with me. I get on the phone with Ryan. He said he invited 300 people to the group, and coincidentally, now he's in the tribe, right? So you get on the phone with me, it might be a free consultation, but I'm going to close you. But the real joke is I gave Ryan my money now. So, and he's made way more money from that. Like, he's made more money from our phone call than I have, I assure you. But the thing is, like, I ran a competition and he won it. He added 300 personal people he knew to this group in order to win that competition. There was a lot of people that added 100. You know, right now, if we said, hey, if 40,000 of you added one person, that would be 80,000 more people. That would put us into a territory we don't even fucking know. And so running contests, giving shit away, free consultation, depend on your business, right? But like growing and scaling that thing. But here's what I want you to understand. It doesn't have to be 60,000 people. I can tell you this right now. We can go over here and look at Modern Lenders. And it's a loan officer only group, so don't request to join if you're not in mortgages. But I can tell you this guy's a client. Client, 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 client. Client, 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 client. Client, 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 client. Fuck, dude, let me see if I can find somebody who's not a client. That would be a bigger challenge. So there's not a lot of people in this group. But the truth is we're still scrolling down, and I've sold something to every one of them. Jason's not a client yet, but he's on his damn way. Everybody else so far that I'm seeing right here, Scott Wilson, I don't believe is a client yet. Nora Turner, I'm not sure. But you see, like, this is a small group, just 265 people, and I bet I've sold 100 of them something. And so it's not about having 60,000 people. I might have made more money from this group, from people joining the tribe this month, than I did from all of Sales Talk with Sales Pro. So size doesn't matter, gentlemen, no matter what porn stars try to convince you. But you can see right here as we go through, whoops, in the tribe, this is 103 people at $30,000 a year. This is a $3 million group with just 100 people. Right? Show you all the members of the tribe right here. Some bad motherfuckers. I love these people. These are my family. I can't wait to start seeing them tomorrow. I'm so excited. Look at all these cool ass people. It's going to be awesome. Right? But so we've got all these people back here. So it's not the size of the group that matters, because I promise you there's more money in the tribe group right here than there is in Sales Pros with Sales Talk with Sales Pros when it comes to the amount of income that we generate. There's a lot more exposure. If I post something in the tribe, for sure 100 people see it, whereas there may not be 100 people see it, even though there's 60,000 people in this group. So size doesn't matter. The key is to get the right name, to put the right art that matches it, to have a theme, to have the description be your creed, to create that culture with that language, which is the language and the us versus them, to be able to deliver the goods, give them links to articles that matter for them, make videos that matter for them, give them other things that matter for them. Maybe you don't even create the content, but you can use Sniply. So make sure you're delivering the goods, and then ask for referrals and contests is how you grow and scale. It doesn't take a whole lot of anything other than really time. Right? That's like the key with these Facebook groups, is they're just like the fish hook. They take off, and then there's like a little curve that you got to go through before they take off again. So if you have a group that you're quick to get 100 people in, and then a month later you're like, dude, nobody's really coming to my group, bro. I don't know what the fuck I did, man. I'm totally burned out on this shit. Like, don't trip, man. What's going to happen is you got to go through that fish hook. You're going to get a bunch of people in there at first that you know and stuff, and then it's going to take a while to grow it. But just go do the work, go through the process, the name, the art, the theme, the creed, the culture, deliver the goods, and you run your contests and get referrals, and you will have a badass Facebook. Just don't come up against me in my sales group, man, because I'm trying to grow that thing steady, man. I want to race you, damn it. So, hey, Entourage, go start your Facebook groups, get your people involved. Start adminning the thing, scale it. I'm excited for you. It's a great way to make money. We made millions of dollars from Facebook groups so far. We're going to continue to do so. You might as well jump on the bandwagon. It's great hanging out with you guys tonight. On behalf of me and Pat, we're out of here. We're about to pack our bags, head to Miami to meet with the tribe. And we'll see you guys next month. Later.